Ladies and gentlemen, hello. My name is Questlove. So real quick. So for most Americans, like owning home or owning a property or land is one of the greatest sources of wealth, and one that you can proudly pass on to the next generation. But such an integral part of the so-called American dream remains an impossibility for many. Heirs property is a little-known type of ownership that's been leaving African Americans especially vulnerable to losing their property to unscrupulous developers. Developers who use arcane and, let's face it, ethically questionable mechanisms. And in Vice's Losing Ground, which is a Peabody Award winner this year, incidentally, we hear the stories of many of these black families who've been displaced and who've lost inheritances over generations due to legal technicalities and a system that favors the ruthless. And this is the opposition of generational wealth. It's basically generational theft. And Alzo Slade, his reporting shows us yet another way that equity is cut off for black people in the United States, illuminating a dark and long-standing history wherein black people in America, they go from being ripped from their homeland to being stripped of their land. And Losing Ground is, the best kind of journalism. It shows us how present inequities are rooted in systems and structures that have been around and legal, believe it or not, for far too long. So, I applaud Alzo Slade. He's basically managed to turn a dry and complicated issue. Okay, enough of the claps, y'all. My cat's over there clapping. He's turned a dry and complicated issue into a riveting, engaging, and yes, even a funny report. And it's what makes Losing Ground a worthy Peabody winner. So I'd like to say congratulations.
Sandra's family were sharecroppers on this land. Her grandparents bought it in 1946 using money their son made serving in the military. But their will didn't clearly identify a single person who would inherit and manage the property.
When my grandmother passed away, it was left equally to her descendants. So that essentially created heirs property. Because of the cost, a lot of families don't clear title to their property. And so then it keeps them in a vulnerable economic risk position.
Some people are sincere about not wanting to sell. They mean it. Most don't. Most say that, but they don't mean it. They just want instant gratification and money now. But there are some that don't want to sell, and it's usually the ones that live on the property that are getting free rent, free everything.
It's their land. That's not free rent.
Well, they only own a minuscule portion of it. I've heard it thousands of times. You can't make me sell my land. And then I respond back. I say, yes, I can.
But it's my land.
Well, it used to be.
The Peabody Award. This is one of those awards that people who don't really know about awards recognize to be important. When we got nominated, someone said to me, hey man, congratulations on the Nobel Peabody thing. That's huge. It just goes to show you the standard Peabody is known for, even outside our world of storytelling. I wish the squad could be here, my man Lyle Kendrick and Dave Mayers, because this is an extreme honor. We'd like to thank the Peabody jurors for consideration and selection of this story. We had to tell this story because many black families across the country are losing their land. And with the loss of land comes a loss of freedom, a loss of legacy, and the loss of generational wealth. We're grateful to the Lewis family for allowing us to share their powerful story. To Thomas Mitchell, who's fighting the good fight to protect families whose land is at risk. To Sandra Thomas and the Federation of Southern Cooperatives who provide awareness and assistance around this issue. All right, here comes this part. You know when you watch awards and people start thanking people you don't know? It's like looking at wedding photos, you're not in them, but there are people who are in them who mean a lot. Well, these people mean a lot to us. Zoe Rogovin and the folks at Showtime, we're grateful for the platform and amazing support you all provide. And of course, we can't forget the home team right here at Vice. Many thanks to post-production, the APs, and much gratitude to Sabrata, Bev, Craig, and Rob for giving us an outlet to channel our intellectual and empathetic curiosity to tell impactful stories.